City rallies are something I absolutely love to do, and I'm set up and built to do them. And when you get to the end of Kingsland, weird stuff happens. So this is a player that was 300 million power, and we ran the rallies on this dude. He was in Kingsland. We were trying to get him out of Kingsland because now we have it wrapped up with all the passes, and we will show you how we got this player down. 6 full rallies, tons of deads. Can we zero this guy? Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky, and I do videos all the time. If you enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe. Throw a like on them, helps out the channel a ton. It does not cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy content like this, be sure to hit the bell. Get the alerts whenever I do this stuff. We love growing this community. This is a rally I am running on a player named RSS. He's from 3535. He's in the Mercia camp that we just fought in this KvK. He was 300 million power, and we ran the rallies on him. We're going to show you all the different types of rallies we ran. Really, it's just one, but we're going to show you what these rallies did, and we're going to show you exactly how these things played out as far as when we ran the rallies, what happened, what kind of gear he had, what we had, and that's how it worked. So with that being said, this is the player now. We did not get him to zero. He got all the way down to 155 million power. He had a full hospital. We ran him from 300 million power all the way down. And when you come into more info, his deads got racked up real fast when we did this. We hammered this thing about 6 times. He was running around in Kingsland like almost like a rogue in Home Kingdom. He was just attacking any farmers that were out. He was doing all those things in Kingsland, and it's just kind of annoying. We did not have an exile. The beauty of winning Kingsland is that players who are big power will stay in Kingsland here in the KvK that we're in. This is King of all Britain. So he was teleporting around at 300 million power. You can't just go swarm the guy. And all of our campmates, all 3 of us in our Wessex camp, we were out of exile. Exile was on cooldown. 2489 and 2654, who are our allies, they didn't have any exiles left. But we had some imprisons, and I was like, you know what? This guy's got a fresh frenzy. Let's throw the rally on him, get everybody online, and let's go. So we did that, and we hammered this thing. I'm going to show you the setup that I've got, and I'm built for these city rallies. I've got the arch set up, of course, for Attila. He's going to do massive normal damage. Massive. And with that, he's able to actually, and you come into some of these different things that we've got. I've got straight to the point with alert. Alert gives some extra counterattack. I've got fearless with counterer. This is great for rallies. You take 3% less counterattack damage of all types. And then I've got invincible here. I do not run destructive. Destructive and battle ready for this slot on Arch. We've talked about it many times. I put out videos about it. It does not work. So I just go straight stat sticks here. And with that, we are able to put this set together, and I'm built for this. This is what I do. And so from there, we run Attila with Subutai. Attila's going to do what he does. And when the beauty with Attila, when you come to his expertise, okay, when you first of all, you're immune to silence. There's not a whole bunch of silences on city garrisons, but you're going to deal 20% more normal damage to troops with less than 50% remaining. When you get the HP bar down below 50%, Attila really kicks into gear. And when he does, he's giving 20% more normal damage. That's being boosted by my arch formation. And all that normal damage is going into Subutai's big combo damage. It enhances all this stuff. And that's why this thing works. Attila Subutai or Shapur with Henry or Shapur with Ash on big cities. You want big damage. And that's the best way to trade positive and to do it right. Now, I will say this, and we'll go through it. When you get players down to about 120 or 110 million power or below, you want to go with Attila Takeda. Takeda is still used, and the reason why is because you'll inflict more deaths. All right, when you do big damage from Subutai or skill damage commanders, you inflict more slightly wounded. Okay, now you're running the HP bar down really, really good. However, you want Sev wounds. You want as many Sev wounds as possible on these city rallies. And that's what Takeda does with some of his effects, his burn effect. He's just enhancing more and more normal damage, and he's doing more and more on that. But you're not going to trade as well. And I'll show you exactly how and why here in a sec. But here's the first rally that we ran. Okay, we're hammering this thing. You can see the power on this guy. It is going really, really high, and so the damage that you're doing is he's running Hera and he's running YSS. We're running one troops. You can see those all around his city. Every time you do a one troop, people ask me this about the wild lion rallies that we did. When you do one troops, it really, really affects how this thing works because it mitigates the damage done from Hera and YSS. You do one troops, then that damage that they do for the active skill is reduced, and it's reduced on the rally. You'd rather take a one troop, just kill it, and have a whole bunch of those around. That's why you see those sad faces. We're not swarming this guy, but you see these sad faces. They are mitigating the damage it does to the rally. And so with that, it creates a problem. And so you see that this player is getting down and down and down more and more, and that's how that works. And then so we ran the second set of rallies. Okay, I hit the king skill. We're buffing the rallies. You see this Trajan Constantine below us that are fighting. My Trajan is buffing my own rallies. You're seeing how this thing works out pretty well. And with that being said, it's really just a situation. I'll drop the speed down on this so you can see it much, much better of exactly what the power was. And you can see I'm attacking my ally there with my Trajan to buff the rally. I'm running Trajan Philip to buff the rally. When I buff the rally, I really want to enhance the rage it gains from Trajan and the all damage that Philip lays out. And you can see he's down to 137 on this stuff, or 237. So we ran him from 300 million down to 267 million, down to 237 million, down to 200 million, and we just kept hammering this guy. And so he was online. I assume he was trying to get deads, but he was in frenzy. We imprisoned him, but then we kept rallying him. He kept taking them. And so with a big time garrison and a big time amount of troops, it's really, really hard. You got to have a whole lot of fillers, but the rally's cooked, y'all. They just absolutely cooked on this. This rally, taking down a 300 million or a 300 million power city, is easy. It's not hard at all. That's what this rally's built for. Attila Subutai will take it down as long as you've got reins. It's going to get you at the beginning. At the beginning, when it's got all its troops in there, it's going to get you and it's going to do a lot of damage. However, you just keep filling that thing. And when this HP bar starts to drop, your trades go through the roof. The deads go through the roof. And as you can see here, we are just hammering this thing. Now you're going to see, I'm going to roll back down through here. I'm going to grab the Trajan. I'm going to grab the Philip, and I'm going to make sure I've got my buffing rallies going. I'm going to do 50K troops because he's got a farm out there. And when he has a farm, I don't want to kill it too fast. And we're just here to buff the rally. Watch Trajan every time he fires off. Now he fires off there, he's giving rage to Attila. You can see Attila's rage bar starts filling up real fast. And then when you see Philip go, when Philip runs his little shields, his double procs there, he's just laying down all damage on Attila. Attila's just doing all damage nonstop with the buff from Philip. He's also getting all damage mitigation. So we keep hammering this guy. He's down to 226 nonstop. So how deep can we run this thing? We ran 6 rallies, and when we got them low enough, we even tried the old adage, the tried and true Takeda. Takeda with this setup is really, really interesting because he switches to Gorgo on the garrison. So the Attila Takeda at 187 million power, you can see that. Probably not the best rally to run. You don't want to run Takeda, but we wanted to test it and see how many 7 wins we can do, and it was quite immense. Now the player's obviously online. He's switching garrisons. He's doing different things there, and it works out really, really well. So from there, let's go in and look at the reports, shall we? I've got these reports saved over here. I love the favorite feature because you can actually do this. Let me see here. This was the first rally we ran on him. He's 300 million power. And look what the rally does to him. Trades nearly 3-1. Insane. Gives him 30 million power of deads. Those are straight deads. Now he's got some troops down here that were severely wounded. They went into the hospital. That's one of those things. But his city's really clean. He's got 69,000 T4 siege. Okay, that's pretty clean. Now he does have about 1 million troops of T5 siege, but all these T1s, not very many of them. So it doesn't take up much room in his hospital. But you look overall, he has got a ton of infantry. And we put 13 million power, 1.3 million troops, 13.9 million power we ripped off him just from infantry. And so he's got Hera on the wall, obviously. Look at the Cavs. 11.8 million power we ripped off of him. Just crazy setups when it comes to rallying high-powered cities. We went all attack, right? I did the attack buff. I did the attack boost on my city skin with the new Xena skin, 16% attack. I did an attack rune. And initially I had general. I think I ended up having king. So I'm running the attack up very, very high. You come over here and he literally doesn't have any gear on in this first rally. It's just crazy how this thing works. Now he's a max tech player, so he's going to have all this stuff with the all damage and everything. But from that standpoint, it just didn't look like he had any gear at all. You come over here to the second rally, okay? Same kind of results, except we didn't do as many deaths. He didn't have as many troops in his city. And if you look, Hera is actually probably, let's go through the buffs here. Hera is actually, you can see now, okay, he's got his infantry equipment on, and that's what's crazy about this. Now that he's got infantry equipment on, you can actually see this thing. It looks like he might have a mixed set of equipment on, so we'll have to kind of go through and review that stuff. So that's how that worked on the second rally. On the third rally, he ran the same thing. We're still trading about 3-1, and he switched the garrison from Hera YSS because we were running so many one troops. He went to Hera Zuge, and look what this thing did. Just crushes it. You add the 1.9 million deads he took here to the 466,000 there, and he's racking up that ripped 24 million deads off of him. Look at what that trade does. Now he put that on at the end, but that's why I say at the end, about halfway through his HP bar, he switches the garrison. Look what this trade does. And so he's just trying to kind of experiment with Zuge here, trying to kill all the one troops with 5 target AoE and get more damage on the rally. It doesn't work. That rally's going to wreck it, okay? And then we run it again, and now he's dropping troops, so we're not getting as many deads on him. Now over here, we're taking deads, but you can see a lot of T4 for us, a lot of farms. We got to shave off a lot of power at 606. We are too fat to begin with, so there's some mains in here as well. So we're just happily running these things, no problem. You come into the 5th rally, and this is where we run Takeda. Now look at the Sevs. We're not going to trade as well. As you can see, now the trade's 2-1 instead of 3 or 4-1. You're not going to trade as well. Plus he's running Gorgo, which is really, really good, because now as he runs Gorgo, he runs up a lot of the infantry stats. And so I do not recommend this. Do not run Attila Takeda on 187 million power city. I think that's what he was on the 5th rally. Then the last rally, we hammered him again with Attila Subutai, and he just took a ton of deads again. Again, almost trading 4-1, really 3-1 on the trades here. And from there, it really, really worked. He was about 157 million power when all this worked out, and then he had enough. He wasn't messing with it. So overall, it was really, really crazy how this thing worked out. I'm sitting at 234 million power. We were able to drop some power on this guy. We'll come over here and search him up where he finally was. Let me see here. I think it's under other screen. His name is RSS. That's what's crazy about this with this guy. I don't know why it's RSS, but this is what he ended up at. 164 million power after he healed his hospital. So we dropped him about 154 million. Now he had the stratagem for a big hospital. So he had a million troops he could put in his hospital, 10 million power. And so that's how this worked out with this guy. He was able to take a ton of deads, like we said, just a crazy setup. So if you enjoy content like this, be sure to throw a thumbs up on it. We appreciate you guys, love you guys, and wanted to give you more of that content. I'm going to have a pass swarming video coming up. We did the most insane pass swarm ever. It will be the only pass swarm video guide you will have to look at, because everybody forgets about pass swarming until it's time to do it. And when you do it and you're trying to get a pass as quick as possible, we did it amazingly in Kingsland. We did it 5 to 10 seconds before anybody else. And we got a little trick that we're going to show you on how we do that. So look for that video coming up. And with all that, we love you guys. Have a great day, broskies.